Hello and welcome to this taster video for Dynamo KS3 French. Today I'd like to give you some quick pointers on how we've incorporated francophone culture into the Dynamo scheme of work. So to start with, each of the modules in Dynamo open up with a culture quiz which kickstarts the topic. Here you can see an example of the one in Dynamo 1 Module 2 where the topic's school. And for example, we've got a task on the fact that French schools are often named after famous people. So pupils try to recognise which famous person is which, and it gives you the chance to talk about what these famous people have done. There's also a task about the school canteen menu, so pupils can match the tasty dishes to the names of the dishes. Here's another example of a quiz spread. This time it's in Dynamo 2 Module 2, which looks at food and festivals. So there's a task on matching festivals to the photographs. And another task on name days, allowing pupils to revise dates, but also look at naming equivalent names in France. Hopefully some of them might also be able to pick out their own name day from here or look it up online. So that's one way in which cultural capital is introduced through Dynamo. Then inside the modules themselves, there are lots of activities which hopefully give pupils fresh insight into francophone culture, whilst also teaching new structures or grammar. So here's a spread from Dynamo 1 Module 1, in which pupils learn classroom vocabulary, and they get the chance to compare a classroom in France and all the items there with a classroom in the Ivory Coast. And here's another spread. This time it's from Module 3 of Dynamo 1, based on sports and leisure, and they get to have a look at summer and winter sports in France. Now moving on to Dynamo 2, this is from Dynamo 2 Rouge. There's a spread on food and traditional French dishes, where pupils can look at the dishes in detail and talk about what the ingredients are. And also obviously talk about whether or not they've tried these dishes or would like to try them in the future. And here in Module 3 of Dynamo 2 Rouge, there's a spread on leisure activities and technology in different countries in the Francophone world. And so finally, as well as the things we've just looked at, there are quite a few instances of authentic or literary texts throughout the course. In the En Plus section of Module 3 in Dynamo 1, there's a text from the Petit Nicolas, which allows pupils to read and spot the different sports that are mentioned and that kind of thing. And here's an example from Dynamo 2 Rouge again, but there are equivalent spreads in Dynamo 2 Vert, where there's an authentic literary text. This one is by Jean-Philippe Blondel, called Accès direct à la plage, and it talks all about holiday time. And there's also a task with this poem by Paul Faure, in which pupils can do some comprehension exercises. And then there's a task where pupils can use the Paul Faure poem to adapt and make up a poem about a new holiday destination. You can find cultural capital references to help with your planning and coverage of the Ofsted framework in our 5-year scheme of work, which is on the website in the Dynamo space. If you go to the section called Support Materials, you'll find it there. And hopefully all of this will be helpful. There are lots and lots of references, not just the ones I've shown you, but lots of others to francophone culture throughout the course. So hopefully those will be helpful. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.